As part of the final project for this class, you'll be creating what's called an e-portfolio. And an e-portfolio is an electronic portfolio that just helps showcase the highlights of your academic career, in this course specifically. And so to get started with the e-portfolio, it is going to be in MindTap, and it's going to be located in the Week 17 section. And you can click on Building an Online Portfolio using PathBrite. And this activity is broken down into several steps. So you have step 1 to create a PathBrite account. You don't need to use this link. Instead of using this link here, you'll be clicking on this yellow circle here that says Start Your School or Career Portfolio. You then may be prompted to enter your UH email, so you should go ahead and do that now. For me, I don't have that prompt because I've already created an account with PathBrite. And from there, number 2, it says to click on the Create Portfolio button. So you'll click on Create Your First Portfolio. And then Create New Portfolio. And it tells you to title your portfolio as Career Readiness with your first and last name. And for the question, what does this portfolio mean to you? I'd just like you to write 1 or 2 sentences on why you've chosen your specific career path. And so here's just a brief 1 sentence for myself. Yours, of course, will be different, specific to your chosen career path. And then you're going to click on Next. Because it's getting a little bit hard to see, I am going to click on the New Window button. And that way it is easier for me to see all of the options that are available for me. The next thing you're going to do is to add one of your Microsoft Word projects, one of your Excel projects, and one of your PowerPoint projects. And to do that, you're going to click on Documents, Upload Documents, and then search for the folder where you had saved your projects that you completed for this class. And so here I have 3 sample documents that I'm going to use. When you're doing this, try to choose, excuse me, the projects that you had a high score for. And so first I'm going to select the Word document. It doesn't matter what particular order you put it in. And while this is loading, I'm going to add my second document, which is going to be the Excel file. And then the third one is going to be a PowerPoint. And I'm not adding any Access databases because we didn't create any for this class. In addition to these 3 things, so you should have a Microsoft Word document, an Excel spreadsheet, and a PowerPoint that you created for this class in previous project assignments. I'd like you to include at least 2 more documents or anything that you might have done for another class. If it's not in a Word format or an Excel format or anything like that, and it is a written paper, you can go ahead and take a picture of that and then upload it as an image. And so you just click on Images, upload your images, and find that image of the picture that you had taken of that assignment. It can even be a link to a Google Doc that you might have. So you can just put that link in this section here. So the 5 artifacts or proof of your work should again be a Word document, Excel, and PowerPoint specific to this class, and then 2 other assignments that you had turned in and had gotten a good score on for any other class that you're taking. In addition, there's going to be one more thing that you'll be uploading here, and that's going to be a resume. And if you take a look at the instructions here, for number 1, it says to open up a new Word document, select the resumes and cover letters category, and then choose a resume template. And so I'll open up a blank Word document so you can see that. And so I've clicked on New in a blank Word document, and notice for the suggested searches here, you have resumes and cover letters. So I'm going to click once on that, and here we have a mix of different resumes and cover letters that you can use as templates. And so here's just one example, and it will give you a brief preview of what that will look like. If you don't like that one, feel free to choose another one. And so let's say we want to use this example. I'm going to click on Create. Notice that you have a resume assistant here. And in the resume assistant, you can type in the role that you'd like to have. And so for this example, I had typed in business manager. Okay, and this will actually give you different examples of job descriptions for business managers. And it also shows what people have written in their resumes, and it is completely private. If you scroll down, there are even the skills or top skills for business managers. And so you can go ahead and edit your resume so that it reflects your personal information. So this is going to be your own personal resume. You'll input all of the important information. If you have a LinkedIn profile, you can also include that link. Or if you have a professional blog, you can input that as well. If not, just your address, phone number, and email are fine. Okay. At the top here, you can provide a brief objective for the specific job that you want, and it doesn't have to be any more than 3 sentences long. And there are a lot of good resources for resumes online that you can use. In the experience section, you want to list your most recent job first. This can even include any volunteer work that you've done in the past. Generally, for resumes, you don't include high school information. You'll only include college and above. So for the month, year, you can put the year that you started. So let's say you started on August of 2021, if this is your first semester. Your degree title, so let's say that's an AAS in liberal arts. The school. Okay. If you've gotten a GPA of 3.0 or higher, then you should include it. If it's lower, then don't include it. You can also list any awards here. If not, you'll just write your expected graduation date. So let's say expected graduation, June 2023. Okay. If this is your only college education experience, then simply delete this extra one here. And here for the skills, You can list any of the skills that you think are beneficial. And specifically in this class, you've had experience with Microsoft Office. So this includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Access. You also have basic HTML skills. And then I'd like you to list at least 3 soft skills. Soft skills include things like communication, teamwork, leadership, time management. So some other skill that you possess. And then finally, for the activities section, you can list any clubs or different committees that you've ever served on or in. So when you're choosing your resume format, make sure that you choose a format that reflects your experience. So there are different resumes which are good for those who've had a long work history, and there's also resumes that are better used if you've had no work history at all. And so once you're done with your resume, you'll save this to your computer. Make sure to save it to a place where you'll remember. And then you'll upload it just like how you uploaded the last 3 documents. So you'll click on Documents, Upload Documents, and then search for your resume. So in addition to the documents for this class, as well as 2 documents for other classes that you've done, you need to write a brief description about each of these. So if I click once on our PowerPoint, on the right here, it says the description. And so I'm going to write a brief description of what we learned and what you did for this specific assignment. So for this one, we edited a PowerPoint. To include images and video. And I also used advanced animation techniques. So make sure that what you're writing is specific to this actual document that you uploaded. Also for the title, instead of using, this generic title that was used for the actual project, I'm going to rename this as PowerPoint Project. So it's just a general name for this project. I'll then click on Next, and it will bring me down to the next document. Again, this is going to be an example of our Excel project. And then you go ahead, write a brief 1 or 2 sentence description of what exactly you did for this assignment. You'll click on Next and do the same thing for this one, as well as the other 2 assignments that you uploaded and your resume. Once you're done editing all of those, you'll then click on Done Editing Item. And that's going to save your edits. And if you scroll up now, on the bottom here of my PowerPoint project, it's renamed, and so is my Excel projects. And that looks a lot better than this file name here, where it actually makes sense by saying Excel project. The next thing you're going to do is to use the text feature. And right now, if you take a look at the instructions, I'm right here on Step 2, Personal Mission Statement. So I'm clicking on Text. Where it says Untitled Text, I'm going to type in Personal Mission Statement. And in 3 to 5 sentences, you're going to answer the following questions. What type of work are you passionate about? What problems do you want to solve? What are you interested and what are you good at? And you want to type this in complete sentences. And if you'd like to, you could put it in paragraph form or format it as a bulleted list. And so it will be something along the lines, I am passionate about, in my case, I'm going to put teaching. And then you would answer the remaining 3 questions. You'll then click on Save. And so that text is now up at the top. If you click on Adjust Image, you do have the option of replacing the cover image to one of these cover images. It's not necessary that you do so, but this was just an FYI. Okay, another thing that you're going to do is to add the career areas. And you're going to do that by creating another text. This time you're going to type in career areas. And then I'd like you to list at least 3 careers or career areas that you're interested in pursuing. And then just write 1 sentence on why you chose those careers. And so I'm just going to put education. And then again, 1 to 2 sentences for each of these. And so let's say my second one was computer science, and my third one was economics. And I'm interested in pursuing this because ... Make sure to save it. Okay, and notice this is labeled as career areas. This is as personal mission statement. Finally, the last part that you're going to do is to edit your skills. So you'll do another text. And this time you're going to type in critical skills for career pathways. So if you recall from the last discussion, I asked everybody, how could they use what they've learned in this class and apply it to their educational or their career. And you can write a brief summary of that here. So you're going to write a description of the Microsoft Office skills that will help you in the careers that you had listed in the career areas in this section here. And then explain how you honed in on those skills needed for those careers, such as practicing editing Microsoft Word documents, or creating presentations, or using formulas in Excel to make things go faster. You can also include other skills, and this is still in the instructions. Now in step 4, so in addition to Microsoft Office, what other skills did you learn, not just in this course though, but in any college course? Do you have collaboration skills with group members? If you took English, do you have better written or oral communication skills? Even if your time management skills improved this semester, you can include all of those as well. So I'm just writing this just because it needs something for me to be able to save it. And now if you go to Style and Settings and click on Layout, I'm going to click on Patchwork. And so this is just a layout that we should be using. So I think this one is going to be perfect. So I am passionate about teaching as the large one here. And then I have the critical skills for career pathways and then career areas. If you'd like to, you can drag this a little bit more over to the left so it looks like that. But the main thing here is that you have your personal mission statement as the main part, and then the critical skills for career pathways and career areas. And then below that, you should have the artifacts for this class in addition to your resume and those 2 other documents from your other classes. And if they don't happen to be in this nice order, you can always just drag them around until they're in the proper places. But again, the main thing here is that your mission statement, your critical skills for career pathways, and your career areas are in this top section. Once you're done, what you're going to do is to click on Done Editing. If you're prompted to do this, you can select the career area. So let's see what we have here. For mine, I'm going to choose Education and then click on Done. And I'm going to adjust my window really quick. And then finally, the last thing you're going to do is to click on the Share It button. You'll then click on Email or Share Link, and then type in my email address, and then click on Share. Okay, from there, I should receive an email of the link to your PathBrite. And that's going to be it for the final project.